Twilight Syndrome. It's an incredibly intriguing series of games that stars young high schoolers as they investigate rumors of paranormal phenomenon, as young people do in real life. And the rumors are often based on real-life urban legends. And to make things really interesting, the cases that these young people investigate often make them realize things about themselves or involve themselves in some kind of way. And they're incredibly well-told stories that, unlike a lot of other horror games, really nail tension. These games can build up to a confrontation like it's nobody's business, to the point that there is rarely, if any actual supernatural happening appearing on screen. But you feel it, you are right there with the people investigating, and as they get more and more tense, so do you. And that's an incredible feat for games that are just glorified walking simulators. These almost 30-year-old pieces of media do things with storytelling in games that modern games could learn a lot from, and just experiencing them is an event, and an incredibly immersive one. Unfortunately, they are in Japanese. They never really sold that well to my knowledge. They've never received a fan translation, and the sort of creator of them, Suda51, is uninterested in localizing them or even releasing them on modern platforms for Japanese audiences, because according to him, they aren't really his games, as he was only brought into the project on the first one, well into development to salvage the whole thing, and by the 1st of March 1996, he had done just that, and the first half of the duology released. So sit back and relax, and let me explain the plot of Twilight Syndrome, Tansaku-Hen, aka Search. Tansaku-Hen opens up as three girls are walking through the hall of their school at night. From left to right they are Mika with the red hair, Chisato with the short one, and Yukari with the flashlight. They are not here at school to catch up on their studying. They are here to investigate a rumor of a ghost that lives in the bathroom on the 2nd floor. The ghost is the famous Hanako sound from Japanese folklore, a girl that during World War II, depending on variation, died in the bathroom of a school either because of suicide at the hands of an abusive adult, or even more tragically, due to an air raid bombing while playing hide and seek. In the legend, she lives on the 3rd floor bathroom in the 3rd stall, and you summon her by knocking 3 times and asking if she's present, and then she will reply, "Yes, I am." But when the girls do just that and turn around 3 times, nothing happens. Turns out that this ghost is a little different, and they need to recite the Japanese equivalent of the hopscotch rhyme, and then she will appear. And they do, and she does. The girls, naturally frightened, sprint out of the bathroom and down the stairs, but there is something wrong. They were on the 2nd floor and went down a flight of stairs, but here there are stairs leading both up and also down, which shouldn't happen on the 1st floor, which means that they somehow got turned around. They hear the ghost and start running again and duck into the classroom, before the ghost again finds them. Realizing they cannot go down, they try and go up, and they make it up to the roof, and then they're trapped. The ghost appears and moves forward towards them, and they have nowhere to go, and it was all a dream. It's daytime now, and Chisato and Mika are bothering Yukari about something, and no one seems to remember what just happened, so it must have been a dream. They are planning on going to the park tonight to investigate a rumor, and later on, when school is out and the sun is down, they do just that. Aside from an encounter with what they feared was a ghost who wears sunglasses to hide the fact that they have no eyes, which turned out to just be a regular old blind guy walking his dog and not having a clue as to what time it is because he's blind and literally cannot see the time on the clock. The trip to the park at first glance seemed fairly uneventful. That is, until they get back and develop the photograph they took at supposedly haunted spots, and learn that they are indeed haunted, as the photos have strange artifacting on them that just can't be explained. We have to assume Chisato is actually the only one that sees the photographs, and she burns it before Mika gets a chance to look. It nonetheless whettens their appetites, and they decide to return the next night to the locations in the park where they took the pictures. They go back to the torii gate they visited the night before, and they hear a gut-wrenching scream. Despite the scream and the bad energy surrounding the place, they decide to ascend the stairs anyway, but come to regret it when they reach the summit. There is a foul stench in the air, and something is obviously very wrong and very much not normal. Before they can make a decision to flee or investigate, another scream is heard, and this time closer, and their fear makes their choice for them, and they start to run down the stairs. They agree to get out of here, but before they can begin making their way back, a truck parked up by the torii gate comes tumbling down, and they all jump to the side to get out of its way. And a splash can be heard as one of them falls into the water. Barks can be heard in the distance, and before whoever it is in the water drowns, they are pulled up by Mr. Sakai, the blind old man from yesterday. He explains that the spot up by the torii gate is cursed, and on moonless nights like these, the curse is in full effect, and the place lashes out at anyone that comes near. It used to be an execution spot, but not just for criminals. During a certain period of time in Japan, there was great unrest and people were executed left and right to appease some sort of cosmic entity of yin and yang. Much like the witch hunts in Europe and America, people were hung left and right, and that included everyone, from soldiers failing to win battles and women and children for just existing. Ironically, this attempt to appease whatever gods the rulers of the land felt were cursing the lands, cursed the land itself. The heads of the executed would roll down the hill, and due to the volume of heads, the water was infected, and the nearby crops began to fail, and the nearby land fell into ruin. Mr. Sakai says that the cursed execution spot was fairly quiet up until recently, but that something seemed to have happened that has upset the place. Chisato, who was the one he rescued from the lake, asks what they should do, and he comforts her and states that there are people working on it. There are always people working on it. She then thanks him for saving her and bids him and his dog Falasto farewell, and then she meets back up with Yukari and Mika, and they all head back home. The next day, the truck incident is in the local newspapers, but it's explained away as a mechanical failure. Chisato asks around the neighborhood of the park for Mr. Sakai, but is informed that he died last night, and it's implied that he was a very old and very feeble man, unlike the man she met at the park. But whoever he was right about the other forces working to prevent things like this from happening again, and that the parking lot where the torii gate is, a shrine is built following the incident, and it's implied that the curse calms down following its construction.